to talk any junk. How?
Bro, he was caught by the Browns and then cut by the Raiders and picked up by the Bengals here. And I was joking with people, but it's the truth. I swear on my kids, it's the truth. When he was signed by the Bengals a couple weeks ago, I flipped over to the Bengals game during his first Bengals game, and I swear the very first play I saw was a pass over the middle to Greg Little that he dropped. I said, "You've got to be kidding me." The first play that I see of Greg Little in a Bengals jersey, and he drops the pass. I said, it can't get any more perfect than that. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm with you. But I thought it was funny. He was talking about how wronged he was. Man, the Browns stuck with Greg Little for quite a while, man, because he worked hard. He just couldn't catch the ball. He worked hard. He tried. He just couldn't catch the ball. And he plays a position where you got to catch the ball.
And if you're a wide receiver in the NFL and you can't catch the ball, that translates to me that you can't play unless they keep you for a run after catch. But there is no catch, no run, unless they keep you to block downfield. Oh, but by the way, they don't draft receivers in the second round to block downfield. He just can't play, J-Rock, period.
I'm with you. I just thought it was funny.
And listen. You can tell him I said that. I tell him to his face. You can give him my address, my phone number. If you're listening, Greg, you can't play, bruh.
You heard it.
That is.
I love it. Kendall, thank you so much, man. It's going to be fun tonight. And next week when we talk, we'll see where the Browns come out of this thing and where we're looking.
All right, J-Rock, you take care. All you listeners, take care. Get at me on Twitter at the BSK Says.
You got it. And the BSKSays.com. Check them out. Kendall, we'll see you next week.
We'll holla.
All right. My man, Kendall Lewis, the BSK. There you heard it. Kendall, I'll get you his address, Greg Little, if you're listening. And then again, if you're listening, that's why you don't catch the ball, because you're busy doing other stuff. No, I'm just kidding. He works hard. I used to stick up for him, seriously, because for those of you that have listened to the show for years, you know I used to stick up for him because I'd be there after camp, after practice. I'd see Greg Little with the jugs machine, catching hundreds of passes, doing very difficult drills. He really did put the work in, but he really wasn't able to catch the ball. I'm sorry, man, but you can't be that bad and then talk trash this week. Like, it's not like, you know, a big-time receiver's coming to town going, Cleveland's going to pay. It's not even like somebody, well, DeQuell wouldn't do that because he's respectful, but it's not even somebody coming in with a successful season like DeQuell Jackson and a successful, you know, team coming in and going, hey, somebody's got to pay. Like I said, he wouldn't do that. But this is Greg Little. Greg Little says somebody's got to pay. All right, guys. Anyways, let's take a break, get you some news, come back and talk about this. Kendall Lewis on Twitter, by the way, I see you asking, is at the BSK Says. It's that simple, at the BSK Says. Let's take a break, get you a news break. Boomer Esiason talking about this game tonight. We'll get you that, come back, get you the Bengals scouting report. Let's talk to Jeff Gorman from Browns101.com, and we'll talk about the weapons that the Browns have to deal with tonight. There are some injuries, though, defensively. A banged-up Bengals team. We'll talk about that with Jeff Gorman from Browns101.com coming up next after the news here on The Fix.
I got something that makes me want to shout. I got that thing to tell me what it's all about. I got soul, and I'm super bad. Got the move.
We here at the Sports Fix want to make all of your dreams come true.
What about my dream?
Edith, I told you I can't build your candy house. It will fall down. The sun will melt the candy. It won't work.
It will if it never rains.
Oh, maybe not all of them. Get your fix on the Sports Fix.
This is head coach Gary Waters at Cleveland State, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
Whether it's an oil change or a new set of tires, Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck has you covered for your automotive car care needs. They're your neighborhood quick service experts. They also offer a low price tire guarantee. Choose from 13 brands, and if you find the same tires at a lower price within 30 days, Quick Lane at Valley Ford will refund the difference. They're open late Monday through Thursday until 9 p.m. and open early Saturday so you can check it off your to-do list and get on with your day. They also have a newly remodeled service lounge and additional service bay just for Quick Lane oil changes. Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck is located at 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 Bridge in Valley View, just down the road from Independence. 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 Bridge in Valley View, just down the road from Independence. Come see why life is better in the Quick Lane. quicklane.com/Valley Ford Truck. That's quicklane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
Business owners and professionals, do you want to take your business, your product, your team, your event to the next level? You want to advertise right here with the Sports Fix. Our listeners are among the most loyal listeners, terrestrial or internet. The Sports put tens of thousands of fans on Facebook and Sports Fix at AOL.com. That's the Sports Fix out to the park.
Every day on the World Radio app, subscribe to the show and get your fix.
News break. This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. Tonight we hit double digits as Week 10 begins with the Battle of Ohio in the Queen City. Now, I played my share of these Cleveland-Cincinnati matchups, and there was always plenty of stress and anxiety. All the more so tonight with first place on the line. Under rookie head coach Mike Pettin, the 5-3 Browns have already surpassed last season's victory total. The 5-2-1 Bengals are superior on offense, especially with A.J. Green back at wide receiver, and the emergence of rookie running back Jeremy Hill. However, Cincinnati's defense has been surprisingly poor. To win, Cleveland will have to hold Hill under 100 yards, manufacture a pair of turnovers, and rush for 125 to 150 yards themselves. I do like Cincinnati in the tight contest 24-20, and you can watch Thursday Night Football at 8 Eastern on NFL Network. Denver climbed back into the top of my power rankings last week, only to get knocked off by New England. I guess the curse continues, but that doesn't make the Patriots number one. No, this week, Arizona makes its debut in the pigskin penthouse just above Team Belichick. Denver is third, followed by Detroit and Philadelphia. With Big Ben playing some of the best football of his career, Pittsburgh has shot up to number 6, ahead of Indy and another red-hot passer, Andrew Luck. Kansas City, Dallas, and Seattle complete the Week 9 top 10. NCAA President Mark Emmert is back in the harsh glare of the unwanted spotlight. Internal NCAA emails yesterday suggested that Emmert and the NCAA, who were under pressure to appear relevant in the wake of the Jerry Sandusky sexual assault scandals, essentially bluffed Penn State into signing a consent decree to sanctions that included a $60 million fine, a 4-year postseason ban, the loss of numerous football scholarships, and the vacating of all victories from 1998 through 2011. According to these emails, senior executives seemed dubious that the NCAA had the proper jurisdiction to sanction Penn State. However, they assumed the school was, quote, so embarrassed they will do anything. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Now, back to the Sports Fix.
Why can't you do it? Why can't you set your monkey free? Always giving into it. Do you love your monkey or do you love me? Why can't you do it? Why do I have to share my monkey?
Go to the phone lines here in just a moment and be joined by Jeff Gorman from Browns101.com here. And I don't know what just happened, but I think I just lost my anyways, backstage stuff. Jeff Gorman, Browns101.com with the Bengals scouting report coming up here in a second, which means I can't open the phones back up for you guys. I will get them back open before we end the show today, so sit tight, guys. Meanwhile, if you need to talk to us, let's do it on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix. Tweet with us at The Sports Fix, CLE, all one word, at The Sports Fix, CLE, Facebook.com/The Sports Fix, or just search for The Sports Fix on Facebook. You can email us 24/7, The Sports Fix at AOL.com. And as George Michael sings about it in the background, 17 in a row, baby. Can the Browns get that monkey off their back? I think the last time I used this song for for the Indians. It helped. It worked. They kicked a little, whatever the juju was, it worked. So I figured I'd bring it back out here today. Let's go to the phone lines and let's talk about the other side of the battle for Ohio. Prime time. Browns aren't showing up and playing themselves. They're playing the first place. At times this year has looked as a shoe-in Super Bowl type contender, and at other times this season has looked much more down to earth. So tonight we'll see which one shows up. They got a lot of weapons. I'm telling you, Jeremy Hill looking to that's dangerous when you got a guy who can run and he's looking to make a name for himself, and you have trouble stopping the run. Let's talk about it. Scouting report on the Bengals. Jeff Gorman with us every week from Browns 101. Usually he's with us on Fridays, but it's Thursday because the game's tonight. Jeff, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing superb, J-Rock. Everything's a little off-kilter coming to you on a Thursday, just like tonight. You can't watch Scandal or How to Get Away with Murder. It's time to punch up the Browns.
Whatever, okay. That's fine. Hey, listen, I'm sure you got to spend time with the significant. I'm not impinging on your manlyhood or anything like that, man. But I don't have to change anything. None of those things are in my schedule. I'm testosterone-fueled. My schedule pretty, the occasional Breaking Bad or the occasional I don't know about you and your manly soap opera. Who lives a manly soap opera, buddy, a hard time. He knows that. I may think I'm like cyberbullying. Boy, we're good here. Much Scandal or whatever that other thing that he named. Hood either. You do what you got to do, brother. Thursday. Welcome back, man. And yeah, primetime lights. Browns need to start doing your work for this week to know it. As you got to looking at this team and getting your scouting report, more than one thing that the Cleveland Browns need to keep their eye on ways that they can lose this football game. Cincinnati's a good team.
That's right. That's what makes a lot going on. And, they're very deep, even though they've lost a few, stepping right up. And that's one aspect of their offense. I think the thing you mentioned him earlier on is Jeremy Hill, a guy that most of us really weren't very familiar with at the beginning of the season. He's the second-round draft choice. But, of course, Giovanni Bernard, who's also a very talented running back, being against the Jaguars. I'm sure it was the Jaguars, but he had a great game, 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, he's pretty much just as dangerous as if Bernard was out there. And it's been tough because, that's been one of the Browns' weaknesses. But fortunately, that's one of the Bengals' weaknesses, too. And the Bengals are tied for 30th in the league against stopping the run. So, although they have Jeremy Hill, this might be the week that the Browns running game starts to get things going against the Bengals. And that's pretty. Which team can take advantage of the other team's, poor running defense and get the running game going? And I hope it's the Browns.
Oh, we've said that as far as the opposing rushing defense. We've kind of said that for the last few weeks. We've had several to the run, and the Browns really still haven't been able to a bit here. It's more than just the team. That's a problem that goes beyond just who's lined up on the other side. It's also the problems that have to do with your line as well. But out of here doing our preview, I think the last few have been 30. As a matter of fact, maybe the last 2 or 3 games in a row, that's right where the opponent has been, because we've said, hey, this could be the week where the Browns rushing attack ground, because I believe the opponent has literally been 30th each of these last few weeks in that category. So I'm with you, but we just talked with Kendall before the break, naming those 3 up front alone that are not just going to be a problem for McDonald in the pass game lanes as well, led by the all-pro Geno Atkins.
That's right. That's really the strength of their team, defensive line. But fortunately for the Browns, their linebackers are the ones that have really been hurt. They've got Vontaze Burfict is out, and Ray Malaluga is doubtful. So they've got some guys. In fact, somebody who just came off the Chiefs practice squad, I think, is possibly going to be starting for the Bengals at middle linebacker. So if they can get through that line, they could be able to do some damage against the linebackers. But again, it's probably going to be best if they can, do some outside stuff, whether it be short passes or, toss sweeps, which they like to do, and maybe not run right into the teeth of that defense, but maybe try to go around the outside, momentum going. And it's going to be interesting to see if Tate or West or Crowell can just kind of get hot and maybe get a little momentum going. They can find the right combination. And the fact that, the Browns do have, this offensive line, it takes, time for them to gel together, especially when you're dealing with a new center. Hopefully, they've had, even if the Browns, get something going, even a little bit of improvement is going to help if they can just keep the Bengals from selling.
You brought up some of those injuries, and that's something, too, that Browns fans can, hope to bank on here tonight is much game, the Browns I'm speaking of. The other team is as well. You brought up a few of those. Hall's not going to play, so that's a key in the defense. Going to be a game-time decision, but there's a lot of thought that he doesn't play. Andre Smith is out. Gaithers is out on the defensive line. Obviously, back up there that we talked about in Jeremy Hill stepping up after a big performance